Okay, just like the thing we have done for solving the differential previously, we have solved it and first we have found the CF and then PI. Okay, so here there are some consideration which was given by Green's, so that's why the name is given the Green's function. What are those consideration? The function g of xt is called a Green's function for L of y for a given function that it is written in the form of right here. What he say? The solution of this equation is g of xt. As it is given in Green's function, the g is for the Greens. He has written this in the form of g1 of xt and g2 of xt. Uh, Actually, the interval is also given. For the g1, it is interval is a to t, and for g2 is t to b. Okay, so here the for G1, that means just like the thing we have done for solving the any boundary value problem or any initial value problem. You have seen solving the initial value problem. It will be that means any initial value problem is converted to Volterra integral equation, and boundary value problem is converted to Friedel integral equation. So at that time you have come across this while solving the Friedel integral equation or Volterra integral equation, we have found the two different kernel k of xt. We have written the two different interval. Do you remember this? Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So here we have solved the any boundary value problem or initial value problem, and we have found k of xt in the two different interval. In the very similar way, here also the boundary value problem is given and it is converted into Friedel. So here g of xt is a solution of our given equation which is provided in the two different interval, that is g1 of xt and g2 of xt. g1 is a function in the interval a to t, and from t to b it is some another function. This is what the assumption given by the Greens. Okay. In the next one, he has followed some points. With the help of that, the solution will be found. Okay. What he has given the function g1 g2 satisfy the given equation. Okay, as it is told that they are the solution, they must satisfy your equation. Okay, that means L of g1 should be equal to 0 and L of g2 should be equal to 0. Since we are evaluating L of y is equal to 0. Okay, because we are evaluating the auxiliary equation, so that's why first L of g1 should be equal to 0, L of g2 should be equal to 0. Since we are assuming that g1 g2 are the solutions of our L of y is equal to 0. So that's why, so what do you mean by a solution? It must satisfy your differential equation. Okay, this is what the first assumption. The next one is G1 satisfy the boundary conditions and G2 satisfy the another boundary condition. Okay, whatever the corresponding boundary conditions should be there. Okay, G1 and G2 must satisfy the boundary conditions. Okay, G1 and G2 must satisfy the boundary condition. They are solutions. Next is the function g of xt must be continuous at x equal to t. The function g of xt must be continuous at x equal to t. Okay, what do you mean by the function is continuous at x equal to t? Suppose I want to write this as, yes, can anyone tell me what do you mean by continuous function? Okay, g of xt must be continuous at x equal to t means what? g1 of xt should be equal to g2 of xt at x equal to t. That means g1 and g2 are equal for x equal to t. You can see here the interval is divided into two parts, a to t and t to b. And what is the consideration? G1, G2 should be equal. Then means that g of xt must be continuous at x equal to t. The next consideration is they have that is the derivative have a discontinuity of order minus 1 upon p of t. Okay, the derivative of g of xt has a discontinuity of a magnitude minus 1 upon p of t at x equal to t. The derivative of g of xt have a discontinuity of order minus 1 upon p of t at x equal to t. Now one may have a question, what is a p of t? Okay. Actually this p of t is nothing but the whatever may be the coefficient of your second derivative. Okay, whatever may be the coefficient of second derivative, that is your p of t. And what do you mean by it has a discontinuity of order minus 1 upon p of t? Derivative of g of xt has discontinuity of magnitude minus 1 upon p of t, which we can write as discontinuity means what? Just now we have seen continuity means what? G1 and G2 should be equal at x equal to t. But here what is told? Derivative of g of xt has a discontinuity of order minus 1 upon of p of t at x equal to t. Discontinuity असेल म्हणजे काय असणार आहे? Derivative of this means derivative of g2 with respect to x minus g1. Okay, derivative of these two functions minus g1 with respect to x is equal to. Okay, as I told you that this derivative of g of xt have a discontinuity of order minus 1 upon p of t at x equal to t, which means that they have some difference, that is minus 1 upon p of t. What is this p of t? It is the coefficient of second derivative. That means whatever may be our differential equation, suppose d square plus some d plus 1 is equal to there. So here whatever may be the coefficient, either it may be constant or variable, that we have to write here. Okay, understood? Derivative of g of xt have a discontinuity of order minus 1 upon p. Discontinuity असेल तर दोन्ही इक्वल नसणार आहे. इथे तुम्ही बघितलं ना, g of xt is continuous means what? g1 and g2 are equal at x equal to t. But here in this case, derivative of g of xt has a discontinuity of order minus 1 upon p of t. These assumptions are going to use to solve any differential equation or any boundary value problem. Okay. So using these consideration, we are going to solve our equations. Okay. So this is what a method. In the method, we are going to follow this method and then we are going to solve this. As we are not knowing what is actually the differential equation, so we cannot solve now. So let us go with one example for the Green's function so that the idea will be more clear that how to solve or how to use these assumptions. Okay, find the Green's function of the following boundary value problem. Okay, write this. Find the Green's function of the following boundary value problem. Find the Green's function of the following boundary value problem. Write the problem. Y double dash is equal to 0, y of 0 and y of L is equal to 0. Y double dash is equal to 0, y of 0 is equal to y of L is equal to 0. Okay, this is what a boundary value provided to us. What is the question? Simply we have to find out the Green's function. Okay, they haven't told you to solve the differential equation. First, you have to find out the Green's function. After finding the Green's function, we have to solve the differential equation. Okay, so first we will solve it and we have to find out the Green's function. Okay, I hope everyone is writing this. Okay, so here boundary value provided to us is y double dash is equal to 0, y of 0 is 0, y of l is equal to 0. Now by seeing the by seeing the differential equation itself, I can say what is the solution for this differential equation. First you have to write down here given differential equation is y double dash is equal to 0 and the boundary value conditions are y of l and y of 0 is equal to 0. Now, by seeing this differential equation itself, I can say the solution of this equation can be y of x is equal to, okay, let me evaluate this, y dash is equal to chi in array, say b, and y is equal to some bx plus a, or we can write it as ax plus b. Okay. Instead of writing that, let me write this as a, and the solution will be y dash is equal to a. Again integrating, we get y is equal to ax plus b. What is our aim? To find out the values of those constants a and b. Okay, now if you are going to put up this boundary condition, what will be the solution? Suppose I am going to put y of 0 is equal to 0. So wherever you have x, you have to put it as 0. 0 plus b, which means that we get the value of b is equal to 0. First, we have to check by usual method. As it is very easy, y double dash is equal to 0. So that's why we are getting the values of those terms. And y of l is also equal to 0. So just put up in this equation. So a into l plus b. But already we got the value of b is 0. Which means that al is equal to 0. As l is non-zero, we can say a is also equal to 0. Substituting a and b equal to 0 in our solution, y of x is equal to ax plus b. So what I get, y equal to 0. So which means that whatever the solution we have found for the differential equation is a correct one. Now we have to proceed to find out the Green's function. Okay. What is initial consideration for that? The first step is we have to write this as g of xt is equal to. Now we can write it in the form of, say, a1x plus b1 and a2x plus b2, right? As we know that the solution is in the form of ax plus b, so that's why we are writing the Green's function in the form of uh, ax plus b. Okay, within the interval 0 to t and then t to l. Let me write down this as a1, a2 and b1, b2. As it is there in your note, so that's why I'm using the same notations a1, a2 and b1, b2. So this is what in the interval 0 to t and t to l. Okay, so now we have written here the g of xt. Now what is the next consideration? G of xt must have a continuity at x equal to t. Okay, first assumption is g of xt to follow those consideration. First one we have written already. The second is g of xt is continuous at x equal to t. If g of x is continuous at x equal to t means what? We have to write it as a1x plus a2 is equal to b1x plus b2. At x equal to t means what? Wherever you have x, you have to put it as t, which means that here it should be t. Now this equation I can write it as a1 minus b1. What will be the common for this is t plus a2 minus b2 equal to 0. We can name this as say equation 1 because we are going to solve these equations so that we can find out the values of a1, a2 and b1, b2. What is the third consideration? G dash has a discontinuity of magnitude minus 1 upon
Ma'am, the
p of
first bracket will be A1 minus A2.
is it a1 minus a2? I have taken t common. Here is t, here is also t. a1 minus b1 it should be, no? Hello?
Yes, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
T common घेतलेत ना? a1 minus b1 will be there in the bracket. Now what is p of t? P of t is nothing but the coefficient of y double dash. Or we can say coefficient of highest order derivative. Suppose if it is y triple dash. Suppose it is not a second order differential equation. If it is third order, then whatever may be the coefficient of highest order derivative, that will be your t. Okay, let me write down that. G2 with respect to x minus G1 with respect to x is equal to minus 1 upon P of t. What is P of t now in this case? Simply we have a differential equation as y double dash is equal to 0. So what is the coefficient of highest order derivative? It is 1. Hence we can write it is, now before that we have to differentiate G2 with respect to x. What is our G2? This is our G2. We have to differentiate this with respect to x. So as this is a constant, this the derivative with respect to x is 0. So we remains with only d1. And derivative of g1 with respect to x, we remains with only a1. Getting me? Derivative of g2 will be, here you can see b1x plus b2. Okay, let me write down. This is what b1x plus b2. You have to find out the derivative of this term with respect to x minus derivative of this term a1x plus b1 or a1x plus a2 is equal to minus 1 only because p of t is 1. Coefficient of highest order derivative y double dash is 0. The coefficient is 1. What is the derivative? It is v1 minus a1 is equal to minus 1. Let me name it as the equation 2. And what are the next consideration? G1, G2 must satisfy the boundary condition. Okay. What is the consideration? G1 and G2 must satisfy the boundary conditions. As they are a solution, it must satisfy your boundary condition. G1 must satisfy the first boundary condition, right? What is the first boundary condition? Y of 0 is equal to 0. And G2 must satisfy the second boundary condition. Y of L is equal to 0. Why this is so? Because if you can see G1 is in the interval 0 to T and G2 is in the interval T to L. Okay. So for G1 and G2 in the provided interval, so G1 if it is A1x plus A2, this G1 is given in the interval 0 to T. If it is in the interval 0 to T, so we are going to see that your whatever the boundary conditions are given to us. What are the boundary conditions? Y of 0 is 0 and y of L is equal to 0. So this y of 0 is equal to 0, this comes in the first interval, and y of L equal to 0, this L comes in the second interval. So that's why we are saying that G1 must satisfy the first boundary condition, G2 must satisfy the second boundary condition. Are you getting? Hello?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Okay, G1 must satisfy the first boundary condition, which means that we have, what is the value of a G1 we have is G of 0t equal to 0 now. Okay, G1 of xt is a1x plus a2 So now, if it is the G1 must satisfy the first condition since it is provided in the interval 0 to t, and this is in the interval t to L. So that's why it must satisfy the first condition, means that G1 of 0t equal to 0. Okay, x is 0 now, here y of 0 equal to 0. So x is 0, so that's why wherever you have x, you have to put it as 0, which is equal to a1 into 0 plus a2. Similarly, now G2 of t must satisfy the second boundary condition, that is G2 of LT should be equal to 0, which is equal to B1L plus B2 equal to 0. Now here you can see directly you will get the answer A2 is equal to 0. So firstly we have got the answer of or value of one constant, that is A2 equal to 0. Right? A1 into 0 is 0, so we get value of A2 as a 0. And here we are getting B1L plus B2 is equal to 0. Let me name it as, say, equation number 3. So how many equations we have got now? You can see here, this is what our equation 1, A1 minus A, B1 into T plus A2 minus B2 is equal to 0. The next equation is B1 minus A1 is equal to minus 1. And the last equation is B1L plus B2 is equal to 0. Let me write down all the equations. What is the first equation? A1 minus B1 into T plus A2 minus B2 is equal to 0. Is it correct? Okay. What is the second equation? B1 minus A1 is equal to minus 1. And this is what the third equation. Now we are going to solve these equations so that we can find out the value of A1, A2, B1, B2. Now actually we got the value of A2 as 0. So you can put here, and this equation become A1 minus B1 into T minus B2 is equal to 0. Right? So we are going to solve these equations in such a way that we should get the values of those constant term. Yes, can you evaluate this and tell me the answers? Yes, you can do it now. You can substitute here value of B2S minus B1L and find out the answers. Yes, try to find out the answer and tell me. You can see here B1 minus A1 is minus 1. So this equation I can use here. Right? What will be A1 minus B1? Yes. Hello?
Plus 1, ma'am.
Okay, if it is plus 1, so we get it is t minus b2 is equal to 0. So this equation becomes b2 is equal to t. So we have got the second value. Let me name it as say equation A. So here we got the value of A2. This is say equation B. We got the value of B2. Now if I got the value of B2, I can substitute in this equation and we get the value of B1 as B1 is equal to minus T upon L. And hence we got the third equation. We can say it is equation C. So how many values we got? The value of A2 we have got. Value of B2 we got. B1 also we got. So we are remaining with find out the value of A1, which we can find out from this equation. Okay. What is the equation? B1 minus A1 is equal to minus 1. So we have the value of a B1. What is the value of a B1? We have calculated equation C is minus T upon L is okay. This minus 1 I can take here. This will be plus 1 is equal to A1, and hence we got the value of A1, A2, B1 and B2. Now simply substitute in our g of xt. What is your g of xt? Is equal to okay, here we have a1. What is the value of a1? We have got 1 minus e upon l. A1 into x now. A1x plus a2. Okay, what is the value of a2? Okay, here it is a1 into x plus a2. What is the value of a2? We have calculated equation A. You can see here the value of A2 we have calculated is 0. Or if you are confusing, let me write down g of xt once again here. This is what A1x plus A2 in the provided interval and B1x plus B2 in the some another interval. It is in the interval 0 to t, and here it is in the interval t to l. And what are the answers? B1 we have calculated. Value for B1 we have written equation C, you can see minus T upon L into X plus the next term B2. What is the value for B2? We have calculated it is T. And hence we can write this as 1 minus T upon L into X. This is what G1. And if I take a T common, we can write this as 1 minus X upon L in the provided interval. And what is our question? To find out the Green's function only. Okay, later on in the next lectures, we will see one more example how to solve the equation or how to solve the differential equation with the help of a Green's function. हे half example झाला ना फक्त आपण Green's function find out केलं. After that, we have to use this Green's function to find out the solutions of differential equation. Okay. Have we understood up to this? If we are not having a doubt, you can leave the meeting. Otherwise, you have a doubt, you can ask. We'll go with one or two more examples so that it will be easy to